A very good afternoon to you all, and welcome to this episode of my series called Investment. Okay, now this is the first part, this is the first episode. So I'm going to explain investment. Okay, I'm going to explain traditional investment, then I'm going to explain blockchain based investment. Now if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you get informed each time I upload a new video. This is not professional advice that I'm giving you. Okay, this advice is based entirely on what I know. If you want professional advice, seek advice from a professional. Okay, so let me explain traditional investment. Okay, traditional investment, from the term investment simply means you take a chunk of money, okay, and put it somewhere where it will perform. All right, in traditional investment, you could invest in a business, for example. All right, when you invest in a business, it means that you are setting up that business, you are registering it in that jurisdiction. All right, once you register that business will function as an entity. Okay, if for example you set up a business as a sole trader, all right, it means that that business and yourself are one, meaning that if that business ends up accruing some debts, all right, it means that the people who you're owing money can come to your home and take your property and go and sell it so that they can raise back that money which that business owes. That's what it means to set up a business as a sole trader. But if your investment in the traditional sense is a limited liability business, it means that your business is registered with the authorities in that jurisdiction in such a way that if that business owes money, okay, it's only the assets of that business that can be seized. No one will come to your home and take your TV or your laptop unless it's registered in the name of the business. Okay, so a limited liability business gives you some kind of security, because it means that if at all it owes money, all right, that debt is separate from you, and that comes with some extra configurations. That limited liability business has to report itself. Okay, it has to declare its accounting to the registration authorities in that jurisdiction. All right, meaning that the government takes an interest to know how it spent money. So if you've got a stack of money, all right, and you want to invest it, and you invest it into a limited company, it means that limited company becomes the owner of that money and not you. It means that the people who are entrusted with management in that company can decide what to do with that money, whether that money is going to go to salaries or that money is going to go to production so that it multiplies and becomes more money. All right, so that is investment, as investing in a business. All right, now you could have money and you don't want to invest it in a business which you are a part of, but you want to invest it into some other business which was incorporated by someone else. Now if you want to invest your money into that form of investment, you will be investing that money in stocks. Okay, stocks are one way in which you can invest that money, because what it means is that someone sets up a company, registers it as a limited liability company, then transforms it into a public limited company. When a company is a public limited company, it means that they can raise money by dividing that company up into shares. Okay, then selling those shares at a particular price, and then raising funds which they can use to develop that company, to move that company forward. If, for example, a public limited company says they've got 1 million shares and they are selling those 1 million shares at $100 each, they can raise $100 million. Okay? That's what it means to have a public limited company. So if you are someone whereby you've got a $400 and you want to put it in a company, okay, you could go to the local stock exchange. Like, for example, in Zambia we have Lusaka Stock Exchange, and you can look at the companies which they've listed. Then you can study if you like the type of business that that company is into and you feel that business will continue bringing them more profit. You can buy shares, for example, for 20,000 kwacha, okay, or $1,000, all right? And each time they make a profit, they'll give you a cut of that profit equivalent to the type of shares, the amount of shares that you bought. It means that that company now starts to share its profits with you. So you become a co-owner, all right? Now, if you are investing in a company, for example, which is in the United Kingdom, which is listed in the United Kingdom, you'll be buying your shares from the London Stock Exchange. If it's listed in the United States, you'll be buying shares from the New York Stock Exchange or whatever stock exchange that is there, all right? Now, when you buy shares in a company, you have to make sure that you are sure that that company will make profit. Meaning, you need to study that company. You need to take time and understand its debt to equity ratio. Do they have more debt than equity, than assets, or they have no debt and only assets and they are just making profit? Now, when you find a company with little to no debt, okay, and the business in which they are in will continue to expand, it means that you are very likely going to make profit with that company, because they'll always be making profit and they'll be sharing that profit with you, and you will have a passive income. Because it's a limited liability company, it's regulated by the government of that country, meaning they know if it's cheating or not. And if it's cheating, they'll protect you. You see what I'm saying? That's investment in a traditional sense. All right? Now, if I look at the other side, the blockchain-based businesses, all right? Blockchain-based businesses are different. Why? It's because the investment is not done in local currency, but it's done in blockchain currencies. Okay? Now, this video will be very long if I explain blockchain-based businesses. I want you to comment, okay, on this YouTube video and tell me if you've understood traditional based business investment. Then in the next video, I will explain blockchain based businesses. In other words, the blockchain itself needs to be understood before we go to the blockchain based businesses. In traditional based businesses, that's where the bulk of the money is. And every time you want to invest in a company, ask yourself, what does this company do? Is the business going to keep improving in the sector in which this company falls? Will it continue making profits? Is it being run by people who are qualified, who are professionals and not related to the people who are the majority shareholders? Are the majority shareholders having too much of an influence, like more than 33% influence? If a company has a majority shareholder who has more than 33% influence, that's a red flag. Because that majority shareholder can manipulate the expenditures of that company. Okay? But if the majority shareholder has 33% or less, then the likelihood that you will be treated fairly in that company is high. If, for example, a company is listed on a stock exchange and the majority shareholder has 51% or more, that's a red flag. My advice is don't invest in that company because that's a high risk company. If you are going to invest in that company, then you have to only invest a little, not too much, because they could run the company down because of their bad decisions. You see, decisions have to have a consensus. There need to be many people involved in a decision so that if it's good, it will be seen by many people that it's good. Then it can be pushed forward to be implemented. That's why when you're investing in a public limited company, make sure that that company, okay, that company is not having someone with too much power, okay? Now, comment below if you've understood what I've said, all right? And if at all you have questions, please ask, all right? For now, I'll end here. Then in the next part, okay, I will explain blockchain-based investment, blockchain-based businesses. I'll explain it in many, many categories, okay? I'll start with the basics, okay? Understanding the token. Then I'll go deep into understanding a DAO, a decentralized organization, a non-fungible token, and all that. So all that is coming in the next video. For now, ciao and have a nice day.